All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swolio put nuts on their chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We all live.
All of y'all talking, but I just went.
We all live.
Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks.
We're good. We've been good. Welcome, welcome. We've been good.
The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swolio put
welcome, welcome.
Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green.
Darius, that's right there. Who the fuck is Tom McDonald? Who the fuck are you talking about? Who's that jabroni?
It's been a while since I dropped this shit.
This is King D.
Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play gangs. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me, what's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles.
What are you all talking about? 1548 was yesterday. It's 1549. 1549, what the fuck are you talking about? 1549. 1549. Nope. 49.
Trying to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with the Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't know you, you don't know me. Still got my soul, still make this breathe. These niggas change, but I stay me. They try to take my life from me. The king will come collect his fee. I do the most, y'all do the least. We don't eat scraps, we don't. Can't be feasting all these niggas. I stay beasting all these niggas. I'm releasing all these niggas. I can't be peaceful with these niggas. I'm like a diesel when I fucking gas up. Running my route, better pass up. Running from God with a pastor. Chewing on the game like a pasture. I ain't never looking for a handout. You can put your motherfucking hands down. K is like a goddamn drum line. But it's like smile man, my son. KD erupted Vesuvius. These demons, they on the loose. Hey, y'all wanna win, put booby and always remember to tie in my boots. Hey, I don't give taking the money, creating sustainable art. Y'all on the same train. Y'all run the same way. Same shit, new name. Same shit, new day. Dumb niggas too paid. Capping like a toupee. Gotta ride a new way. Gotta find a new way. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Oh yeah, motherfucking Misha.
Still got my soul, still made this green. These niggas change, but I stay me. They try to take my life from me. The king will come collect his fee. I do the most, y'all do the least. We don't eat scraps, we only feast.
Swolenormous.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling.
Ask Papa Swolio live. Questions. Testing. Test. Testing. Testicles. Testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1529 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another video, another episode, another Mancast, as it were. Welcome to the show. We got some hashtag APS today. We got some Tessie. We got some red, white, and blue APS, and it looks delicious. It looks great. So hashtag APS, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. It's all good. Do so. You can let those questions fly, and we'll be getting to those in just a couple moments. We have some brand new announcements for what's going on this week, this weekend. What's the dealio, yo? We have some new releases. Whoa, holy Zoom City. We got some new releases and accountability tomorrow. So tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern Time. Make sure that you are there inside the private Facebook group for Swole Fam members. We are going live at 12 noon. With some, accountability. We're going to go over some private Q&A. We'll talk about maybe some of the things that you're dealing with, some specific questions about X. We'll talk about some new things that are releasing and some new things that are being worked on. Very similar to last week, we had some good stuff, very similar releases this week. Very, very good shit. Don't miss out on any of that. So brand new accountability meeting, mañana. Accountability party. It's a party. We know it's a party. It's a fiesta. Time for some Swolga during the live. So first off, drop a comment down below. Let's get some gorillas going. And what are you smashing today? What you smashing? What are you smashing today? And yeah. Drop that in the comments. I forgot to drop the tip. I'm sorry. We don't have the thing on the side. I'm sorry. Just an inch. It's cold outside. All right. Now that we got that out of the shway, we got some tough love with the Swole fam. We got some stuff love. Now we covered this on the podcast. Remember the Swole fam member who's doing awesome, but then said she's eating a healthy, well-balanced diet and eating ice cream a couple times a week. And I'm like, bullshit. I'm calling you out. The Swole fam requires you to step the fuck up and do better. We always like to call each other out on bullshit. So when someone's slacking a little bit, honestly, really, they're slacking. They're slacking a little bit. They're doing great, but there's always room for improvement. In other words, it's tough love, but it's a good video. It's a good video, and it's important to understand that you can always do better and don't settle for average. So it's a very good message. Brand new Extra Thirsty right here on the Daily Swole channel. Refusing to date fat folks isn't a preference, it's fat phobia. I have to say it almost in the same accent. Refusing to date fat folks isn't a preference, it's fat phobia. I feel like I have to say it in that accent, otherwise it doesn't work. It has to be said in that accent. It fucking has to be said that way. I have to say it like that. I has to. Anyway, so that's a brand new Extra Thirsty. Give me a break. Enough with the fat phobia bullshit. Enough with your sensitivities. Enough with your sensitivities. We're tired of it. We're tired of your emotional politics. Get the fuck out of here. Extra thirsty. Let's see. This is from Holly. This is a post from a Holly. This is, what does this say? Oh, doesn't really matter. I thought it was like a fat black queer one again, but it wasn't. There's absolutely no evidence that showing the amount of calories in meals on the menu will prevent people from eating as much, but it will stop people from eating disorders from eating. This makes no sense. We need full transparency. If you're putting something in your mouth, you should know how many calories it is. You should know what the ingredients are. You should always know. The actual, like a menu at a store, anywhere, just like they package things, if they make a meal, you should know every single ingredient down to the fucking oil, butter, whatever the fuck it is. You should be able to have access to that at your disposal if you should desire it. I think everyone should have access to what, if I'm giving someone money to make me something that I'm going to eat, I should be able to know exactly, even if I have to see your fucking ledger, your accounting ledger for what you purchase. I should be able to see exactly whatever the fuck I want. Should I want it? Bring me a telephone book. Bring me a big old binder with all the details, where you source your food, everything. I should have access to everything if I'm going to eat your food. You should have full transparency. This is bullshit. If you have an eating disorder, it has nothing to do with whether or not calories are listed. That's not the problem. That's just putting a Band-Aid on the fucking, that's not the problem. And we got some Ask Papa Swolio, which we do today. Today's Ask Papa Swolio live, but this Ask Papa Swolio episode is here on the channel as well. Hating on my weight loss. People that are hating on weight loss. You lose weight, you feeling great, you're sharing it, you're flaunting it, you're practicing what you fucking preach. You think you feel good, you think you're crushing it, and then people in your circle are like, stop doing things that make you feel good, because it makes me feel bad about myself. People give you shit for it. So this is a really good video, but a lot of you get shit for, it's more fit shaming than fat shaming. You don't see people walking around just yelling at fat people, but people always tease someone who's in shape, taking care of their health. I got teased. I got people giving me kind of a hard time for making certain food choices and doing certain things and lifting and being really obsessed with that. I didn't give a fuck. I did my thing and I'm glad I did, because you shouldn't be listening to anyone and what their fucking opinions are. Because most people don't have their shit in order and are just trying to vent their own frustrations with not taking action. So anyway, those are all available now. And remember, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, accountability meeting. And for those of you that are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for all the content. We got some Ask Papa Swolio Schlav right now. We got some Ask Papa Swolio Schlive, so you could do the Ask Papa Swolio, do the hashtag APS. You got questions, drop in the comments down below. And if you don't, we'll chill for a little bit and we'll bounce. But I'm assuming you got some questions. So open season, open questions, go. What do you want to talk about today? Michael St. Clair, I don't eat things I can't easily get the nutrition info. I think that's law in California. No idea. I think that was a rhetorical question, but I got no idea. No idea what's going on in California. I legit thought Papa was calling me out with that ice cream post. If you need calling out, then sure. It's for whomever thinks that eating crap regularly is part of a healthy diet. Okie buddy. Okie dokie buddy. Do you ever train sprint intervals? I have in the past. If so, how fast are you? Oh, I'm this fast. What do you mean? Am I doing like speed times? Do I have one of those digital things? Do I do like 40 yard? I have no fucking idea, nor do I care. But thank you. Well, thank you. Holly, following a comment, how do you generally feel about cheat meals? It's an excuse. People don't like to hear it, but it's an excuse. It's bullshit. You don't need a cheat meal. If you're eating the right foods and you're eating food that you fucking love, that's a part of your nutrition plan. That's part of your diet. You're not cheating. So I don't feel any way. You make choices. I don't think foods should be categorized as, here's the thing. I don't think you should categorize anything as a cheat meal. I think that's an excuse, and that gives you this kind of mental massage to treat your body like shit. So if you look at everything as the same, you look at everything as part of your nutrition, as part of your diet, everything. If you're eating crap, that's part of your fucking diet. Your diet has that crap in it. It's not a cheat meal. You don't get to write it off. It's not a fucking expense report. Well, if it's a business expense, I can write it off on my taxes. You ain't writing off shit. You're eating it. You're digesting it. It's going into your fucking body and becoming literally what you are. All right. And it has much more side effects in addition to just the calories. It's the fucking garbage shit that you're fucking consuming. So to call it a cheat meal is fundamentally trying to leverage it as an excuse, as something that you can just ignore. Well, it's a cheat meal. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Sure, you can brainwash yourself or delude yourself into thinking that you're still eating the shit. It's part of your diet. Just admit it. You want to eat shit, then you have shit as part of your diet. If you are okay with that and you're okay with the consequences, then go for it. And many people are paying the consequences now with diabetes, heart disease, cancer, immobility, all these issues, just fucking constant eczema, acne, migraines, joint pain, bloating. Enjoy, or change your fucking habits and change how you look at your food. Fucking do it right. Do it right. Stop being a pussy. Stop being the fucking pussy. You fucking baby. Yow.
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 Yow. Julia McGahee. I like it. I want to do the elimination, but my country isn't selling any fresh berries, only frozen berries. Well, I eat frozen berries too. They also don't sell elk, deer, bison, turkey, or fresh non-canned tuna. Elk. You don't have to eat elk or deer or bison. What about grass-fed beef? What about any kind of... where do you live? Like, what do you have? What can you access? You can only do if you can't order the food. Like, what country are you talking about? What do you have access to? I mean, you can't eat things that you don't have access to, obviously, is what you're saying. So you want to do the elimination. Like, what do you have access to? Of course, you're not going to know off the top of your head. You're just saying, I mean, I don't eat elk. I have like ground elk in there, but it's not like wild elk. I mean, obviously it's coming from some kind of like farm or sustained preserve where they raise the elk. Deer, bison. I don't eat deer. I love venison. I just don't have any. I don't hunt personally. Bison. Turkey. I don't eat turkey. Not a huge fan of turkey. It's like just a chewy, dry fucking... or fresh, non-canned tuna. I don't eat any kind of tuna, really, personally. So a little more detail on that. CG lifestyle. Cheat meals lead to cheat days, to cheat weeks, to cheat months. It's the mindset. Why are you giving yourself... Why are you keeping one foot out? Why aren't you putting in your full effort? People don't like to put in full effort. People want their cake. I want to have my cake and eat it too. You just don't want to put in full effort. You don't really want to try that hard. You want to justify not putting in full effort. Why not put in full effort and then get the full benefit rather than trying to justify marginal effort? Well, if I could do this and I only put in 80%, maybe I can get 100% results by putting in 80%. Get the fuck, come on, don't bullshit me.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's fucking bullshit. What's up, Booger Bubble? Do you think most overweight people have some underlying issue, abuse, neglect, or more 50-50 between that and just laziness? I have no fucking idea. That depends on the individual. I don't know what anyone else thinks. I don't know anyone's issues. Who knows? You'd have to ask thousands of people what their issues are. A lot of people have issues of abuse, neglect. A lot of what people deal with is self-abuse and self-neglect. If you are abusing yourself with food or lack of exercise or drugs, you're just abusing yourself. You're neglecting yourself. Most people don't meditate. You're neglecting yourself. I just laid down a couple great things, brand new. I don't want to say what's coming out tomorrow, but there's some new content for those of you that are ex-members. There's some real deep shit. And most people aren't comfortable with themselves. They're fine with what you can measure. Most people are fine with, if I can measure inches, because you can measure it, you can see it. Well, 1 inch is less than 2 inches, and 2 inches is more than 1 inch, or this many calories is more than this or less than this. If you can add it, you can quantify it. Oh, it makes sense. If you put in a calendar and there's 7 days in a calendar, there's 24 hours in a cycle, and this money is $10 worth more than 5, or 5 apples is more than 3 apples. I lost an inch here. I lost a little bit of body fat. I gained a little bit of body fat. I got a little bit stronger. I put on 5 pounds on the bar, or 10 pounds. It's all measuring because we can quantify that. It makes us feel comfortable, makes us feel safe, gives us some kind of like organization in a universe of just pure fucking chaos. It's raining. But the things that really give you the most progress are the things that can't be quantified. It's all meditation. It's all understanding your process, understanding your journey. So a lot of what holds them back is just what's inside your head. It's not even what your abilities or your resources are. It's just someone that's you're mind fucking yourself. Just curious, since you didn't actually say as much wherever I saw you mention cheat meals. Holly, I fucking literally say exactly that all the time. All the time. I'm glad you agree, but I literally say that all the fucking time. Where'd you see me not say that? I literally rage on cheat meals all the time. People get so offended when I talk about cheat meals. That's not true. Oh, you're talking to someone else. You use the hashtag APS, but you're asking someone else a question. I'm scrolling down. Angel, how long does it take the sugar addiction to be broken? I'm sure that depends on the person. I keep sabotaging my elimination diet and I want to finally do the fucking thing. Then do it. Then fucking do it.
Come on, stop whining.
Fucking do it. How long does it take to be broken? Maybe never. Maybe never. Months, years. It's just habits. It's not really, it's the chemical addiction, but it's also your psychological addiction, all these other habits that are linked into making the right food choices. APS, any new merch coming up? Hell yeah. Hells yeah. We're coming up on the new season. Make sure you grab those, the gear. Make sure you grab the gear currently because a lot of gear that's in the store will be on its way out. We only do seasonal stuff. So a few designs have been in there for a long while, but they're disappearing. So new merch coming up for sure. And some current ones are going to be shelved. So I'll let you know maybe the day or two before they go off completely in case you want to grab your last stuff, but we got some more shit. Get yourself some Swole privilege. Get yourself some Swole privilege. Mine should be in. I know some people haven't got theirs. I ordered mine first. I don't know how you all got yours first. I know there's different places that print around the country, but fuck, I want my Swole privilege shirt because I'm going to wear it all the fucking time. All the time. Scrolling. All right, if I miss a question, make sure you ask again because I'm going to scroll. Jennifer Seymour. Papa Swole, I have switched to eating mostly grass-fed steak and sometimes salmon with the elimination diet, and someone told me I shouldn't be eating red meat every day and only 2 to 3 times a week. Should I change from every day? I eat it every day. Some people are just... It depends on the person. We're going to find out more and more. There's a lot of genetics that has to do with what you're predisposed to eating, like what your heritage is, what your ancestors evolved to eat. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out. Some people can metabolize fats better. Some people metabolize red meat better. Not everyone can eat the same quantity of red meat. The most important thing is that you're eating the highest quality. You're eating grass-fed beef. You're getting quality fats. You're eating nose to tail. You're getting organ meats, whether it's grass-fed beef liver, you're taking grass-fed organ supplements. You can get those inexpensively on Amazon. So these are just things that I personally do, that I like to do. But some people really work better with vegan. Some people really work better with paleo. Some people like keto. Some people don't. So I would really, talk to, if you're doing blood work, if your health is checking out and you're enjoying what you're doing and you're really feeling fulfilled and satisfied and you're not having reactions or sensitivities, everyone's different. So everyone always likes to tell someone else what they should be doing for nutrition. How the fuck do you know? You don't know my body. You don't know what I'm doing. The only person that should be giving some input is your medical team. It's the only person, it's the only people that can maybe supersede like what your friend says, right? If your medical team is like, well, this element in your blood or something is way too high and shouldn't be that high, so you need to reassess X, Y, and Z. We recommend this. A lot of doctors have no fucking idea about nutrition too. So you have to be involved. You have to be involved with your health. I eat it a few times a week for sure. Maybe 5-6 times a week. Maybe sometimes I have eggs instead. I have felt zero need to change what I'm doing. I feel great. Feel great performance-wise, recovery-wise. Everything feels awesome. So that's just me personally, but not everyone can do the same shit. That's why you do the elimination diet, and that way, and then you can make better, wiser decisions. So I tried to err away from telling someone, you should be eating this, you should be eating this way. It's like, it doesn't really work for everyone, obviously. Make sure you smash that like button, beaches. Smashy smash. What made you realize that there's more to health than nutrition and training? Experience. Experience and thinking. And seeing. Literally experience. Fuck your pink drink. Oh, that's not coming. Fuck your pink drink was in the spring. So you got a ways to wait for the fuck your pink drink. That doesn't release for a long time. Long time. You missed the fuck your pink drink. Seasonal releases. Make sure you jump on it. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Oh, you're wearing it now? Nice. God, I can't wait to get mine. I didn't see it. I ordered mine before it even went live. Why the fuck don't I have mine yet? Wearing my driving while gaining tank right now? Man, I wish I need to wear my gear more often. I'm going to. I don't wear a shirt, but when I do, I wear Swolenormous apparel. You all know that. Y'all know that. Fuck average shirt. Hells yeah. Yeah, we need some juice. We need some new. We need to up the moich. Explain the negative outcomes to losing weight too quickly other than regaining. Poor habits. Most people, if you're trying to do things fast, anything fast is going to have side effects. If you move fast, you're going to fucking break shit. And in some situations, moving fast is good. Making decisions is great. Making efficient decisions is great. But most people don't follow through. And most people try to cut corners to get to a certain weight on the scale or a certain percentage lost. And they don't make good decisions along the way. So they have a shitty foundation gain the way back. Dehydration, nutrient deficiencies, performance deficits, a lot of things. To name a few. I'm glad they're working today too. There's no guarantee. Maybe it'll shut off. Maybe it won't work. Don't jinx it, Nika. Don't jinx it. It's Tainty Magooch. That's a C, not gooch. Tainty Magooch. Tainty Magooch. Pop, you look better without a shirt. Emily, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Y'all.
Hello, baby.
I'm outside of my vegetable garden. I hear the ice cream truck. Not today, Satan. Ice cream trucks. Man, they're still doing that shit? Good Lord. Good Lord. We need something to really get jabronis underwear in a wad. All of your shirts should just say fuck average on the back. Moderation is bullshit. Moderation's for fucking puss notches. Puss notch. Crystal, I'm trying to lose a little bit of white. Careful with that. Careful with that.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
I'm assuming you meant weight. I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, but also really tone and build muscle. What do you think of carb cycling for a woman to do this? I do not like carb cycling at all. That's a miserable way to live. If you love doing it, that's fine. But my God, the last thing that I want to fucking do in my life is to be restricted to, oh no, today's my low carb day. Fuck you. If I want fruit, if I want some fucking carbs, I want some fucking carbs. If I want some beef, I want some fucking beef. All right, you want to lose a little bit of weight, really tone and build muscle? It has nothing to do with carb cycling. You don't need, that's not going to be the answer to your prayers or anything like that. That's a way of eating. That doesn't talk about any kind of macros, doesn't talk about the elimination diet. If you're looking at anything without doing an elimination diet first, you always go back to the foundations. You always make sure that what you're eating, the food quality, is paramount. And that's at its pinnacle. Once you got that locked down, intermittent fasting, 18-6, 16-8, 24, you like to do 4 days on, 1 day fast, whatever it is, that's up to you. If you like to do keto, if you like to do vegetarian, if you like to do pescatarian, or you like to do carnivore, that's all going to come down off elimination diet. And then you'll have a lot of great info to play off of. So I just don't like, God, I don't like carb cycling. I remember I did it like once. It was just awful. Like today's a low carb day. I was like, fuck this. This sucks. It was miserable. Talk about being like literally on a leash, just literally in a box, just restricted to shit. I just do not like being that analytical over my nutrition. Are nuts a part of good nutrition if I'm not allergic? Test it. I don't eat nuts. I don't eat I've done it before. I've had walnuts and almonds and stuff. I just never felt any real benefit. Just kind of, I ate it and it just didn't really taste good to me. Are you talking about like regular ones or ones with like all this fucking salt and shit and roasted to crap and all that stuff? Just every time I've eaten them, it just kind of feels like heavy and I don't know. I mean, it's good for some people. I'm not saying they're evil, but a lot of people have issues because some nuts aren't nuts. Like peanuts are not a nut. It's a legume. And a lot of people have issues with peanuts and a lot of people have issues with legumes. So like I don't eat beans. There's just certain things that I don't eat. So when you say, is this healthy for me? It's like, if you do an elimination diet, you're going to figure it out. But there's certain foods that maybe don't do anything negatively personally for me that I just don't find any positive value or benefit. I don't feel better. It doesn't feel satisfying to my body. It doesn't feel like I've energized or I've consumed food that my body is going to utilize for performance. It just feels like, leaves this like chalky aftertaste. I'm like, I'd rather eat a steak, get some actual nutrients in. Quite possibly, Julia, will elimination be able to find migraine trigger foods? It has for many people. Wasn't that you, Jessica? You can chime in on that. I think it was you, Jessica. Had migraines for like 30 years. You found out it was dairy. For many people, it'll help you figure out what causes joint pain or fatigue or bloating, migraines, all sorts of stuff, eczema, acne. Dairy is a huge culprit for all those things. So dairy and grains are the big ones you should be cutting out. Valerie Blaze, any tips to come over the feeling that I need to earn my food with exercises to eat? I know it's a wrong mindset, but I struggle to get rid of it. That you need to earn your food with exercise. I mean, it's kind of the same thing if you're doing intermittent fasting. You're working out earlier in the day and you're feeding around 2, 4, 6 o'clock. I mean, technically that's what you should be doing. You're exercising and you're earning your food. I mean, if it was 500 years ago, we wouldn't be earning our food. We'd be hunting our food, which would be earning our food. Your exercise would be hunting. 500 years ago, you didn't do like, I'm doing training. I mean, you trained as a warrior. You trained as a knight. You trained in sword play. You didn't have TV. So your entertainment was a lot of physical stuff and games and activities. So, I mean, you're not hunting your food. So there's no activity. All you're doing is you're hitting a button with your thumb and someone's delivering it, or you're sitting in your car rolling there. And then you're walking casually around, putting in your cart, leaving, rolling back home, going inside, and then you have your food. You utilize barely any energy and then you're just consuming. So we're all earning our shit. You're all earning your food because if you don't exercise, you're not going to be as hungry because you don't need as many calories. You don't need as much energy. That's why you don't feel as hungry if you're not exercising. It's because your body doesn't need energy because you're not utilizing energy. When you sit on your fucking fat ass and you just stuff your face all the time, yeah, you're getting in calories. You're addicted to the habit. You're addicted to TV. You're addicted to those foods. You're addicted to the sugar release. You're addicted chemically. You're addicted because you're exhausted, because you're up late watching Netflix. You're stressed out. So you're getting that dopamine release. You're getting that association with friends you hang out with watching TV and that mindless eating, all sorts of things. So you should be earning your food, but you don't have to think of it like that. It's just you're exercising and you're refueling. You're doing that without even doing, if you're not even exercising, you're utilizing calories, just not a lot. So you're always earning it. Your body's always in this kind of like balance back and forth. Do I eat dairy? Just butter. No dairy for me. No dairy. Just grass-fed butter. Very low in lactose or casein. You can also do ghee, but no, I don't eat dairy. They're not a nightshade. White potatoes cause some people problems. I just like sweet potatoes. They feel great. Good fiber, good vitamin A, delicious and nutritious. Much different effect on my body than other potatoes that just feel really starchy, chalky, and really like they taste good. Of course they taste good, but they don't have the same effect for me personally as sweet potatoes. Nika, my doctor cleared me to do whatever I can to do to strengthen my knees and my IT band. Any suggestions? Yoga? I have chronic patellar tendonitis. I need to keep the strength in them. Yeah, yoga, glute activation. Ba-boom. Kettlebell stuff is great for mobility and for strength and for working in multiple planes of motion. So whatever I can do to strengthen my knees, you don't really strengthen your knees. You strengthen the muscles around them and what stabilizes the joints that actually lead to knee pain or injury. So making sure you're not wearing heels and fucking up your body like that, making sure your arches are strong, your anterior tibialis is strong, you have good mobility in your ankles, good strength in your glutes that stabilize your femur, to name a couple things. Is ghee better for the liver? I have no idea. Ghee just doesn't have any, it's clarified butter. So if people rarely have, if you have issues with dairy, usually you'll be okay with grass-fed butter. But if you have issues with grass-fed butter still, then ghee will be fine. I don't know anyone that has I've never heard of anyone that had an allergic reaction to ghee, but it's totally possible. You might just... Can you drink almond milk and use protein powders and pre-workouts on the elimination diet? Because I drink a lot of almond milk. I would not. I have at least one protein shake a day and have pre-workouts before the gym. You're not supposed to. You're not really eliminating much if you're drinking all that crap. So, can you? You're just not going to have a very complete elimination if you're sucking down pre-workouts and whatever dairy. Your whey protein, that's dairy. And your chances are it's not grass-fed, it's not isolate, it's not... I have not had protein shakes in fucking forever. I have no difference. I get plenty of nutrients from what I consume personally. So can you? Of course you can. You're doing it right now. But on elimination is if you're not eliminating it, then you're not testing it. And you have a lot of ingredients in those things, a lot of sugar, a lot of stabilizers. So... I just see no benefit. I'm personally, and this is, look, I'm just speaking from me. That's why I say do an elimination diet. That's why we have all that broken down, because if you ask me about nutrition, it's going to come off like, oh my God, he's just so strict and he just hates anything that isn't. I just don't eat though. I don't eat almond milk. I have no use for almond milk in my nutrition. And I just don't use protein powders anymore. I mean, collagen protein, things like that, or bone broth and those types of things are a little bit different. Some people like them, some people don't. You all can drop in the comments below. Heels are fucking brutal. Heels are so bad. But when we talk about heels, it's not just the high heels from women wearing heels. Any kind of like Nikes, any kind of elevated heels really, really fucks up posture. Not to mention it restricts your feet. It's like it's binding your feet. If you have kids, you put them in shoes, you're binding their feet. Their feet are forming to those shoes. And it really does separate your connection with your body and understanding of your body and your awareness, and really does affect your posture, affects your bone growth and development. You put kids in shoes, that's why people's feet are just fucking smashed together. It's permanently damaging. Do you recommend cooking with real oil or that 0 calorie? Fuck no. No. I don't use any of those things like propellants and stuff like that. I don't recommend cooking with any of those oils either. Not for me. When I say don't recommend, again, this is just, you're asking me, do I recommend? See, those are really tough questions, the way it's worded. Do you recommend? When I say no, fuck no, it's because I don't use it. So I'm not going to tell someone else to use something that I don't. You should eat this. I don't. So when I say no, that's just because I don't personally use it. Doesn't mean that you can't. but I'll cook in beef tallow, or I will use the grass-fed butter. Or you can use, if you need something for like an oil, like an avocado oil or something that's high heat. But it depends on what you're cooking. Thoughts on our education system? It's destroying our country. Even more so, you're seeing it now with the social justice thing. So it's destroying our country in many more ways. Been poisoning children's minds for decades, and we're seeing the result of the pussification from poor parenting and poor education. We're seeing that now. Everything's popping off because everyone's fucking sheltered and coddled. Our education system is completely fucked. Not to be negative about it, but it's a hot mess. Educate your own kids if you can. Well, you should be, no matter what. You be very involved parents. Fucking teach your kids the way of the actual world. Lack of nutrition education. I mean, it really comes down to the parents. Lead by example. Lead by example. You know what's interesting? It's like, why do all these other things fall by the wayside, but people hold on to religion as like religion being this fucking like beacon of fucking truth? Everything else people like learn and educate themselves and change their mind, realize, oh, this is better. Oh, this is better. If you're a parent and you're teaching your children how to eat healthy, make that your belief system. The 7 fucking pillars. Make it, this is what we believe. Make your nutrition should be your religion in that sense. It should be your fucking beliefs that are unwavering. People believe in just made up fucking stories around the fucking world, but they don't look at actual things that are going to help them in the real world. You should be looking at your food the same way. You should have a solid understanding of what you are putting in your body and why. And most people don't think about why. They just want to follow a bouncing ball. Oh, eat this. Oh, tell me, oh, nutrition expert, tell me what I should eat. There's a reason why a lot of people have different opinions on what you should be eating. It's because everyone has different perspectives. And there's a lot of things that work for a lot of different people. So I just try to share what I personally believe about nutrition and what my experience has been and what the experiences of thousands of members of the Swole fam understand to be true based on their personal experiences and their personal experiments. But, to tell someone else, this is what you should be eating. It's like, figure it out. Give a shit and figure it out. Test it. You'll find out. If you give a shit about your nutrition, you will find so much more progress just by caring and not giving up. Just by caring and inspecting and testing and trial and really investing, because I've been doing this for 20 fucking years and I'm still experimenting and trying every day, all the time. I'm always thinking about it. And it's not like I'm stressing. Oh my God, what should I eat? I hope this doesn't bother me. Oh my God. But I'm always gathering data. I always notice. Remember yesterday I was talking about the 3 fucking pickles that I had? They're quality company, real clean looking ingredients that Mama Swolio got like a couple weeks ago. They've just been sitting there. So I decided I was eating my steak and I'm like, I felt something. I ran out of sauerkraut. I'm like, I'll have this. I had 3 fucking pickles and my feet and my ankles were swollen for 3 days. 3 fucking days. I'm like laying there on the ground, doing stuff on my phone, my feet up on the bed just to drain. Like it just felt really puffy. I'm like, what the fuck happened? It was literally allergic reaction. I don't know why my feet, nothing else. So still learning shit. I'm like, oh fuck. All right. Whatever's in that, whatever's in that, not good for my body. One of my fiance's ribs dislocates. What would you recommend? What yoga poses or exercises to help him strengthen his back, that area? I have no idea what area you're referring to. You got a bunch of ribs. One of his ribs? You gave me no data. I'm not really here, do this for rib dislocation. I need more context than that. Yoga like a motherfucker. Yoga and breath work. Jessica, nightshades make me puffy and bloaty. Like Papa eating 3 small ass fucking pickles. 3 fucking small ass fucking pickles. 3 fucking pickles. Ridiculous. Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely recommend sweet potatoes over white potatoes for sure. For show. Much better for absorption and lower glycemic. But it's up to you. If you get amazing results and you feel fantastic eating white potatoes, that's cool. Most people don't. Most people prefer the opposite, but it's up to you. Who's your favorite fitness without the bullshit YouTuber? Me. Thanks for your question. Where did you get your coffee cup? Online. What does it say on it? We are happy to serve you. Oh, sorry. I can't. It doesn't autofocus. We are happy to serve you. This is a ceramic form of the famous New York City cups. Coffee cups. I grew up in New York City, so delicious. Holly, I just ordered a treadmill that should arrive this week. Would you recommend walking on it without shoes for better body mechanics? Yeah, I mean, I personally would. I would work up to that very, very slowly. Google the fuck out of transitioning to barefoot movements and how to strengthen your feet. Do so very, very carefully and cautiously because you can get stress fractures and shit if you're not used to moving and impact and stuff. Barefoot takes a long time. Takes a long time to build it up. I'm so glad I found this channel at the beginning of quarantine. Me too. I almost decided to slack off on my diet and exercise, but thanks to you, I decided to go the opposite and eat and exercise even better. Fuck yeah, I wish that for everyone. Everyone should be making those kinds of improvements during quarantine. All the time. All the time. Let's see here. Daniel Martinez Hernandez. What's up, Papa Swole? What up, Bish? I started the 90-day dash and popped 145 for the squats, yet the single leg Romanian deadlift destroyed my ego. Can't say if it's because of my flat feet or just neglect. It's both. Flat feet doesn't mean weak feet. Strengthen the fuck out of it. Push that big toe into the ground. Push that fucking big toe down. It'll activate your anterior tibialis. Keep practicing. Good shit, man. Good shit. Good stuff. Jules did the elimination diet and found that my body hates dairy. Pasta upsets my tummy, and fast food during the day makes me low energy. And at night, and on the weekends, and in the mornings, fast food is shit. Makes you low energy 24/7. That never changes. Good for you. Good for you. Yoga. His dislocating ribs, yoga and breath work. Planks, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what causes them. Strengthen his back. What are you talking about still? Like they just locate on the spine? What did the therapists say? What do doctors say? Yoga. Scrolling down. Let's see. I get that reaction from oatmeal. Like what? Are we talking to me or someone else? When will we see the Swole Avengers assemble? No plans or communication. I haven't talked to anyone. I have no thoughts or plans or desire really. I'm so focused. I have so much shit going on. No thoughts or ideas for you on that one. But you never know. You never know, beaches.
Chlorophyll?
APS.
More like borophyll.
Question about rep sets, etc. For someone new to fitness and using body weight for one round of, say, 10 reps, should I work on getting more rounds or more reps? Depends. Like, what are you trying to do? Body weight for one round? I mean, what are you doing? A round of what? That's vague as shit. I can barely even answer that. They go hand in hand, volume. They go hand in hand, volume or intensity. You can add volume. You could do multiple rounds, multiple sets. You could drop it to 2 rounds, 2 sets of 8. You do 1 set of 10. You could do 2 sets of 8. Then do 2 sets of 10, and then do 3 sets of 8, and then do 3 sets of 10. You can zigzag that. It depends on what you're doing and how much other stuff you're doing. Kind of vague, but both. Progressive overload can come in volume. Oh, let's see here. When possible, I always prefer to be barefoot. Good girl, Stephanie. Good girl. Let's see here. Who dis guy? Any plans to release a Swollen 7 for glutes? Not so much for glutes. Probably something, glute awareness program. Actually, it was filmed like a year or two ago. I haven't edited it yet. It'll probably be something like kind of a small program for the program vault. Maybe for glutes, possible. There'll be a bunch of stuff we'll start moving on some training content soon for X. Move on some new stuff. So possibly. It's a good idea. Kicking around at different options. So we'll talk about that tomorrow in the meeting. I like that. Could be a Swollen 7 for glutes. It's possible. It'd be a Swollen 7. Maybe be a Swollen. Maybe. It depends on if I want to open up a section. Depends on how I want to organize a thing. So Definitely glute stuff coming for sure. More of that. But don't forget to check out the glute section in the instructional videos and such. So you might see that in Swollen 7. You might see that in the program vault. But, we'll talk more about that in the next couple weeks. Does anyone else do ring dips? I do. I started doing them and turning wrists outward at the top. Outward at the top. Wrists. Well, I don't know what that means. Outward? Like which way? Ring dips are great. Love them. Julia, my first 5 weeks of gym, I was able to do... Oh, that's not a question. Good for you. Oatmeal causes my feet to majorly swell up. Ooh. Really? Let's see what we got here. Yeah, no more pickles. No more pickles for me. At least those kinds. At least those kinds of pickles. Not interested in dealing with any of that again. Stay away. Amanda, I teach college. It can be hard to get students to be creative or think critically without spoon feeding. You can't teach people shit because you're going to end up on Twitter and people are going to complain. She called it a whiteboard. She called it a whiteboard. Are we going to go back to using blackboards now because whiteboard is racist? This board, these dry erase markers, these boards are white supremacist. Everyone's going to go back to blackboards. Gotta be appropriate. Gotta be appropriate. Gotta pander to minority extremists. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Please do a video on Abby Sharp. She's so annoying. Is that's that Martha Stewart chick that talks about people's diets? She doesn't even look like she works out or eats healthy herself. I don't know anything. I don't know why people watch her. I never watch her stuff. Hudson, you're supposed to ferment oatmeal overnight like our ancestors did. Makes sense. Helps digestibility, I'm sure. I used to eat oatmeal a lot, but then I stopped and I realized, it just felt like a brick in my stomach. I used to have like the gluten-free, like that Red Mills gluten-free oats, just because I liked the taste better and they cooked better and I felt better. But I stopped. It just felt like a brick in my stomach. I used to mix it in with like eggs. Like I ate food. I mean, it was consumed, but it felt like a brick in my stomach. It just felt like it was sitting there like a lump. Never really felt benefit from it, as opposed to like, I keep on gravitating towards what makes me feel better, and I like eating less often, larger meals later in the day. I just like having a meal, maybe 2 or a couple hours where I'm eating and I fuel up and then I'm good. And tomorrow's coming really soon, so I'm gonna fucking eat again tomorrow. And if I'm not exercising or training hard, I don't need the same kind of calorie intake. What's up, Citrine? In my elimination diet, I'm working on macros right now. I realized I needed to increase my protein. I was eating way too little and I don't take naps anymore. I keep expecting these to be questions. I guess that's my fault. Let's see. APS, have you ever put berries on sweet potatoes like a dessert? No. I haven't been eating berries, but it seems interesting as a dessert. No, I haven't. I have no desire to put berries on my sweet potatoes. But I know people like to put cinnamon in shit, which is kind of like dessert-y. I love when people are like, I like brown sugar in my sweet potatoes. I'm sure you fucking do. I'm sure you do like concentrated sugar in your sweet potatoes. I'm sure. Who would have thunk it? It seems interesting. It could be good. Let us know. But you draw on blackboards with white chalk, Papa. Shh. Don't tell them. Shh. Don't tell them. Do I eat organs? I do. I actually have a little piece of raw liver, grass-fed liver. I love it. I love it. I feel great. I used to do it often. I started doing it again recently. Just feel great doing it. So I'm not recommending everyone go run out and do that, but I do that, and I like it. You should be eating organ meats. My strength seems to have slowed right down and almost stopped after being able to lift more quite rapidly at the start. Why is this? Motor unit recruitment and synchronization, neuromuscular efficiency. You always gain strength. You're not building muscle. You're just getting coordinated. It's like riding a bike. You're not building muscle, being able to ride a bike. When you're wobbly, you just get more coordinated. So it's just neuromuscular efficiency. Everyone gains strength really fast at the beginning. That's why muscle growth lags. People go from lifting not much to lifting a lot quicker. You know, the bigger jumps at the beginning just from coordination standpoints. Let's see. Have I always been a fit guy? I mean, in high school, I started lifting. I played sports in high school. So yeah, I guess like that. Yeah, I wasn't fat growing up. I was active. And then the only time I was kind of fat was just I was bulking too much. I was eating too much food and getting in too many calories and just trying to put on size. Saw a picture of myself, felt heavy on my joints, changed the game for me forever. I was like, no, fuck this. I don't want to be a muscular, soft dude. I don't like that. My whole life is a booger bubble. Your preferred way to cook a steak, seasoning included Celtic sea salt, and then I put it in the cast iron pan with some beef tallow. Boom. Put it on medium-high heat. Pretty much, between medium and high, and then just flip it frequently, and then take it off, and I eat it. Put some more grass-fed butter on it, and a little bit more Celtic sea salt fresh, and then I put it in my mouth. That's it. That's it. Have you seen ads for this Lumen product? I have not. Or have I covered it? Maybe it was an extra thirsty. I don't remember. Something about it telling you whether you're burning carbs or fat, and you can hack your metabolism. Any thoughts on it? I think any of the trackers could be valuable. I think the best ones, the reason why you should be using any kind of trackers would be for sleep quality. I think any of the trackers that I would think would be beneficial for people is to give you some quantitative analysis on your actual sleep quality to help you get on a better sleep schedule. These are the things that we need to work on more from a health standpoint. That's going to be most effective, because if you're worried about when you're burning fat or carbs, like your body does that automatically. You don't need to like what's the difference? What does it matter? You're burning carbs right now. Yeah, because I'm exercising. You're burning fat right now. Like right now, I'm burning fat. Right now, I'm burning fat. Pretty much 100% of my calories are coming from fat. Oh my God, I'm burning fat. I'm burning fat right now, fam. Look at me, burning fat. I'm just not burning a lot of calories. So it's 100% of not that many calories. But I'm oxidative right now. So if I get up and I just start doing some squat jumps, I'm going to be using creatine phosphate, and then I'm going to switch into glycolytic mode. This is basic exercise physiology. Basic. So, I mean, whether you're burning carbs or fat, I don't really know what the point of that is. How's that going to help you? Are they saying, oh, if you're burning fat, do this activity? I don't like to be too micromanaged. I like feedback on, oh, you're sleeping well. Hey, you didn't get quality sleep. Hey, you recovered well. You're in deep sleep this amount of time. You're in this. That's cool for me. Having an app tell me you are ready to train, it's like, fuck you. I know I'm ready to train. Fuck you. You can really tell that by how do you feel? Oh, you feel good? Fucking exercise. Generally, it's, oh, you slept more, you got better sleep. you slept longer, because the length of time that you sleep isn't always the most important. It's how, like, what kind of sleep were you in? Were you, for example, were you getting up a lot? Were you restless? Were you in bed for 10 hours, but then you only really slept for 4? So some other ideas, just some thoughts. Let's see here. Miss Hoishi went on a 3-mile hike yesterday. Now my shins are aching. Know any good shin stretches and strengthening? It's probably because like shin splints. You have weaker anterior tibialis. Yeah, you should be doing yoga. Should be doing some anterior tibialis work. You could do it with bands, or you could do it by doing heel walks. I mean, if you're hiking a lot, your shins are hurting. Posterior tibialis tendonitis, perhaps. Depends on where, but you could have some misalignments. I mean, it depends on what kind of footwear you're wearing. I'm assuming you're wearing hiking boots, which are heels elevated, which are restrictive and supportive. So it kind of locks your ankle in position and your foot in position. Could be any number of things, but chances are those things. So strengthening your anterior tibialis is beneficial. Looking more into barefoot activities and yoga and mobilizing your ankle joint can be very beneficial too. It's tough because you're always leaning forward, walking forward. You're always kind of like perpetually on the balls of your feet if you're hiking and going up a hill. I guess it depends on what kind of hiking you're doing. Some people call hiking just walking on trails, flat surface and stuff. But I guess technically it's hiking. But if you're going straight up nonstop, or you're walking kind of up, down, around. A yam and a sweet potato are 2 different vegetables. Yes, they are. How many sweet potatoes do you go through a day? I haven't had one in a few days. I haven't had any sweet potatoes in a few days. I don't eat them all the time. Like, I forget. I run out. or I didn't have any cooked. I'm like, I don't need them every day. I used to fucking like eat regularly. Now I don't really have as much. I have more fruit every day, but I don't have sweet potatoes every day. I was going to go cook some today, but I might actually not do it again. So usually it's like a few days off, and then either Mama Swole was out of town, but she comes back in tonight. So usually she cooks them. She likes to chop them up sometimes. I just throw them in the oven, but I had a lot of, I had some dishes drying in front of the toaster oven. And earlier I was going to put them in. I'm like, I don't feel like moving these right now. So I didn't cook sweet potatoes. If I have a sweet potato, I'll have one in the day, maybe. It depends. So usually I'll go without eating them if I start feeling flat. Usually I go by how I feel. If I start feeling flat, just energy-wise or muscularly, if I just feel like, kind of weak or skinny from, you guys know what I'm talking about, like your muscles and you're maybe not saturated with glycogen or something. Just if I feel a little bit sluggish, or I'll, maybe have a couple, or I'll pump up a little bit. Feel good. I go by how I feel. And if I don't feel the need for it, I don't eat it. I feel lighter without it in general, but I love sweet potatoes. It works well for me. Let's see here. The indescribable one. Good questions. Good questions. I'll go over some other stuff. Just scratching the surface. We'll be here for a little bit longer. So good questions. Good questions. And just remember that a lot of this is just my opinion and my thoughts and what I do. So you might ask me a question on something I know nothing about. And you know me, I'm not going to fucking talk about something I have no idea. A lot of people ask similar questions, but it's specific to your needs. So make sure that you're doing what's right by you. A food that doesn't work well for me doesn't mean, if a food doesn't work well for me that I don't prefer, it doesn't justify you eating it necessarily, but it doesn't mean that it won't work decently for you. And that's another thing that most people don't. I want to touch on this before we get into the next question. A lot of people confuse a food that is worthless for them with a food that's okay for them. In other words, this is how I feel. This is what I believe. You should feel the benefits of your food. I mean that. There are some foods that I eat, like white rice. I talk about this a lot. I don't feel like I eat white rice and wow, I just feel fucking great. It's kind of like, all right, I ate food. I have more stuff in my stomach. I'm more satisfied. It tasted good when I ate it with butter and salt on it. It's like, but it's not like a power food for me. A sweet potato is like that. I'm eating that. I'm going to fucking feel that for sure. A steak, like a ribeye steak, I'm going to feel that. That is my fuel. if I eat other foods, I might eat them, but I might just feel not satisfied. And that's what a lot of people do. They're eating foods, getting full, but they're not getting the nutrients. They're not eating the foods that their body really, 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 really responds to. And you're settling for a lukewarm food rather than something that's actually fueling your body properly. Indescribable. Should one lose the extra weight before running, doing higher impact? In your opinion, yes. I have messed up knees and been wanting to run more even though I have 5 to 10 pounds to go. It depends more on your running form. If you're running heel to toe, I mean, most people should not be running. Most people shouldn't be running, period, because they're just running fucking wrong. And if you're overweight and you're smashing on your heels, then you're causing more distress on your body. So impact is very progressive, and you have most people just go right into impact, and you're a weekend warrior and you're sitting down a lot at a desk and you just go and smashing on yourself, and you have your ankles are not aligned properly. Your ankles have just imbalances, then your knees are imbalanced and your hips are imbalanced and your spine, everything's out of whack. And you're wearing springy shoes with big fluffy heels and you're jumping up and down or pounding on it. It's like we're trying to put Band-Aids on it rather than fix your posture, run properly, strengthen your ankles and balance your ankles and your knees and your hips and your spine and everything. We just, hey, let me just put on these big fluffy moon shoes with a big puffy heel and go, let that absorb the shock for me. Why make my calves or my feet do any work? Yeah. It's like, let's outsource our fucking movement too. Why not? Why not? Let's see here. How do you clean a cast iron skillet? Like rinse, I mean. I know you shouldn't clean it. I clean it. You kind of rinse it off. I soap and I scrub it and I wipe it dry. I think it matters if you get it like pre-treated or something. Mine's fine. I just wash it with soap and water and I dry it off. There's different ways to do it. I don't know. I don't really care so much. Like if it works fine for me. There's different ways to do it if they're pre-treated or not. You just follow the instructions. This one just said to do that and it works fine. How do I increase the time I can hold a yoga pose? Example, downward dog. Practice. How can I increase the time? Keep practicing. You'll get better. LB, do you listen to anything while you work out, music or podcasts? Usually I just try to listen to something droning. Sometimes I'll just listen to nature and just want to think for myself. Either like no music or I'll listen to like progressive trance or something that's like boom, 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 boom. So it just like numbs my brain. So I just focus on training. I think I'm behind on some of these questions. What's up, Nat? I tend to feel a ton better on mainly fruit and veggies based diet, but I do worry about protein. Any advice on getting it in that way? That's what she said. Or do I just have to suck it up and choke down some meat? Any advice on getting protein with fruit and vegetables? This is that vegan, or do you need meat or anything like that? Look. Can you get protein? Sure. Are you going to get less bioavailable protein? Yes. If you don't eat meat, sure. You're putting yourself in a precarious position to get all your nutrients in and your macros. Absolutely. I just don't see that as natural and really effective for most people, which is why most people don't do it. So it doesn't have to be red meat. Maybe you like fish, maybe like wild fish and stuff. How much are you getting? Are you like calculating all that stuff? Like, why are you worry about protein? You don't need as much as most people. You don't need as much as what most people think you need. A lot of people eat way too much. Way too much. I don't know. For me personally, I like more fat. I like more fatty. That's why I like ribeyes. I like fattier cuts of steak, for example. Any vegans in here that want to chime in on that? It's like when you're saying, I have trouble, I'm concerned about getting protein. Should I just eat some? It's like, yeah, eat some fucking steak, eat some grass-fed beef. It's like any advice on how to just eat fish or vegetables and fruit, it's like kind of defines it right there. It's like, yeah, you're only eating vegetables and fruit. It's like you're only eating that. Okay. It's like by default, you're missing other shit. Doesn't mean you have to have a lot. Doesn't mean, and that's the thing. What separates people, like if you're a vegan, honestly, if you're a vegan and you had just like a little grass-fed beef liver once a week, you're just going to be such a healthier person. It's going to be so much more, it's going to cover in and fill in the gaps so much in your health. It's going to make things so much safer for you. It's just really not good going super extreme for any type of eating. There's a lot of risks because if you don't know all the details, and most people don't spend all the money to get blood work done regularly, they're not really paying attention. People are like, hey, I went carnivore, and they're eating shit quality meat. They're not eating nose to tail. A lot of people do a lot of things wrong. People do sloppy, shitty keto. I want to do keto so I can eat cheese and shit all the fucking time. It's like, that's not keto. That's not keto. Tawny, for myself who needs to be in a calorie deficit, well, I mean, what are you trying to do? Yeah, if you're trying to lose weight, in general, is scaling food necessary to get the proper portions of food? It's all relative. Like, if you're eating less than you require, your body will look for energy elsewhere, aka on your body. And if you're eating too much, so the proper portions of food, if you're eating too much, then maybe you do need to get a little bit more analytical if you're overeating. If you're overeating, my other questions are, well, what are the other habits? What's your community like? What kind of quality foods are you consuming? Are you getting enough nutrients? Is that why you're overeating a lot? If you're eating more nutrient-dense food, you're less likely to overconsume calories. Maybe you're not exercising enough. Like, there's other factors that come into nutrition. Most people that have issues with nutrition are only looking at the physical, the nutrition, and there's usually so many other lifestyle factors and things that people just completely ignore and don't attribute to nutrition because it doesn't have to do with calories or food. It's other habits. And that's what really improves people's health, is actually the whole totality of wellness. 7 pillars, beach. 7 pillars. Seriously, this is why when someone was saying, like, earlier, when did you start thinking about fitness and stuff differently than just nutrition and training? It's just from every single dead end of things that just don't, like, nutrition and training does not answer the questions. It doesn't answer the issues for people. Seriously, if nutrition and training were the only things you needed to worry about, wouldn't everyone have better results? It's because it's not just about nutrition and training. That's a percentage of all the things that people should be focusing on. The reason why a lot of people are focusing on nutrition and training so hard and micromanaging and analyzing and and they're still not getting results is because it's literally only a piece. It's only a piece, and people really are just missing out on the majority of it. Gross. Beyond Meat, you eat that stuff? Oh, Stephanie. Oh, good luck. I really can't eat flesh. I love how people, I love it. I love the words that are used. I can't eat flesh. My body is a temple, not a tomb. It's like, oh, come on now. Dramatic. I can't eat flesh. I can. It's fucking good. I'm glad. Well, at least you can eat eggs, though. I'm just teasing. APS, do you only eat steak or do you eat fish and poultry also? I like eggs, pastured eggs and grass-fed beef. That's what I prefer. I'll have fish. I like scallops and stuff. Mama Swolio likes that sometimes. She'll make it. If she makes fish and she wants to go get fish and quality fish, then okay, I'm not going to go get it and make it myself. Maybe sardines or something, but once in a while, I don't feel like I fueled up unless I have a fucking steak. Like, that's my fucking fuel. I know I could fucking thrive on a carnivore diet. I just don't. I love fruit. Fruit and meat. Vegetables, I feel like that takes up stomach. For me, I'm like, I feel like it takes up stomach space. Chewing fucking grass. I do like it. I'll make it. Again, I'll eat that stuff if Mama Swolio makes it. If she wants to roast some broccoli, I'll fucking have some. I'm just rarely like, I might make asparagus myself, but for me personally, I need my food to be fresh and I need it to be easy to make. So honestly, this is a real good hack. It's just the truth. Most people don't get results because they don't do the fundamentals with enough ruthless consistency. They're always looking for something else fancy. They don't do this all the fucking time. And guess what gets results? Doing this all the fucking time. If you are relentlessly doing the fundamentals every fucking day, you're going to get great results. But most people want to complicate things. Oh, I need a new recipe, or I need something fancy. I'm getting bored with this. I'm getting bored with this. You might not be cut out for getting amazing results, because if you're always getting bored, then you're never going to do the reps. That's why it's called a repetition. Because if you do a bicep curl, for example, you're doing this. It's not going to be like, ooh, 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 ooh. It's so exciting. Every rep is so different. It's the same fucking thing. It's elbow flexion. Get over it. Do it again. Do it heavier. Do it more. Do more sets. Push harder. Do negatives. Do isometrics. Oh, yeah. And the next time you do arms in a couple of days, do it fucking again. And do it fucking again. That's only your biceps. What about your chest? What about your deltoids? What about your posterior deltoid? What about your rhomboids? What about your lower traps? What about your glutes? Everyone thinks you're just going to go and casually exercise and do a couple things here and there. And then same thing with nutrition. I'm just going to eat this and everything's going to be a fucking Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It's going to be so different and stimulating all the time. No, it's going to be monotonous and the same all the time. So you better really narrow down the shit that works best for you, because then it's just on autopilot. For me, my nutrition is on autopilot until I determine any other need based on data, whether I go to a physician and get blood work and check this out and realize, oh, this is different, or I get genetic tested. And I definitely wouldn't just go to like a generic practitioner personally for that. I would go to someone who is literally in functional medicine and do one of those whole deep profiles and stuff like that. But then I'll make my assessments. Like as new data and new evidence and new stuff and new genetics research and epigenetics comes out, then I will adjust for sure, like everyone else should. You don't have to like believe one thing and just stay like that for the rest of your life just because I said this once, I have to always do this. Maybe in 10 years, I'll be a fucking vegan. We'll all be fucking vegans and we'll feel amazing. I've been down that road and I did not feel good after a while. So that's just me. But maybe in the future, who the fuck knows? Maybe I'll be 80 and be like, wow, I feel like so much better when I don't eat red meat anymore. Well, la-di freaking fucking da. People just get so paranoid. Like, what's everyone else going to think? I'll change my mind tomorrow if I want to. But this is what I'm doing today, and this is what I've been doing for a while, and this is what fucking works. Why? Because I've done it. And it works for me. So I share with you. Isn't this fun? Isn't this fun? Yay. Oh, I love the podcast. One or two more. Let me see here. Oh, glad to have you here, Nika. Glad to have you. Yes. Justin, how do you eat your eggs? I like them over easy. Yeah, I don't eat bread personally. I like them over easy. Are there any health benefits to using CBDs? I only hear good things. Great for inflammation, anxiety, and such. I don't personally use it. I had some. Like, I think I mentioned it before. I had some. I used it. I didn't really notice any difference, really. But some people see night and day. It's not bad for you. I haven't heard of anyone having, like, negative issues with it. What is the most neglected muscle group, in your opinion? The mind. The mind. The mind. You want, like, an actual muscle group? I mean, most of them. Posterior deltoid, calves, anterior tibialis, transverse abdominis, glutes. Everyone thinks they train the glutes. They don't, really. Yoga. That's not a muscle group. Middle, lower traps. A lot of, yeah. I mean, a lot of shit. The most, just name a few. Oh, I got you. I had to specify. I get you. Flashing me an egg. Yeah. Okay. I'm just teasing. I like when people say, I don't do flesh. I don't dabble in flesh. It's all good. Why is grass-fed better? It doesn't fuck my stomach up. Grain-fed beef tears me up. Makes me feel terrible. Higher in omega-3s. Most studies show that. A lot of people will say, oh, it's comparable in terms of macros. If you're eating a healthy animal, if you're eating an animal that's grazing on grass, eating what it's supposed to, they don't need to be pumped full of antibiotics. They don't need to be given all these stabilizers. They're not eating corn. They're not eating soy. So I don't want to eat corn and soy. So I'm not going to eat an animal that's eating corn and soy. That shouldn't be eating corn and soy. I don't want to eat a sick animal. So grain-fed animals are slaughtered before they're going to die anyway because they're literally dying from the diet. They just grow faster with grain. And guess what? Any shocker as to any shocker as to why cows get fatter and grow faster when they're fed grain? Humans do too. When humans are eating corn and soy all the fucking time, why are people obese? Same reason why cows get fat. And I know from a lot of women that have cut out all these inflammatory foods and all these processed sugars and all these crap meats, their actual breast size goes down because their mammary glands, they lose a lot of that fucking hormonal bullshit that gets fucked up when they eat crap food. So cows are fed these hormones and garbage foods because their milk production increases and they can increase the output. So when you're eating less of that crap, I know a lot of women that have smaller breasts. Their breasts have shrunk in size because they are not being triggered to lactate, essentially, like cows are. So if you're eating the same crap as cows are, what they're fed in order to get fatter and produce more milk and have this hormone imbalance, that's what many women are doing in society. And when you're eating that animal and you're eating corn and soy and everything that you're consuming in all other foods, it's everywhere. It's monocrop culture. Everything that we produce in this country is fucking soy and corn because you can mold it and manipulate it. See? Right here, Kendall, I lost a whole cup size in the elimination diet. And that's not a bad thing. I know women are like, I don't want to lose breast tissue. Think about it. You're eating crap food that is stimulating your body to essentially have fuller breasts as if you're going to lactate and be feeding a baby calf. That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. Yeah. It could be both. Could be both. I mean, it's just fat. Fat sac mammary gland. Yeah. People put way too much weight on breast size. Ladies, find yourself a man who loves a nice booty. Forget the titties. It's not that big of a deal. Overrated. 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 But I like big titties. But I like titties.
Come on, stop whining.
Oh, let's see here. Loving all the Papa and Fam wisdom. Yeah, we're just smashing a little bit. We're seeing what's up. If you're picking up what we're putting down, seeing what's going on. There you go. My mom is battling cancer. I'm sorry to hear that. She's using CBD oil for arthritis pain in her hip and finding it super helpful. Good. Booger Bubble, can only speak for my friends and me, but CBD is magic. All right. APS, did you call me, what is that, a cow? I guess so. Sure, why not? You're a cow. No, I'm just kidding. Did I call you a cow? Well, if you're eating grains and stuff, I guess so. Well, a lot of cows are eating small booby justice. Papa Swolio, I've gone down from 41.5% body fat to 25 doing full body resistance bands and yoga and walking. Change to splits now or keep doing the same? If yes, type of splits. Doesn't matter. Details. Go to splits. See how you feel. If you lost 26.5% body fat. No, yeah, that's not 26.5. That's 16. It's like you can change the splits. I mean, you need progressive overload, and usually full body workouts start to you'll start to max out like your actual overload unless you want to work out for 7 hours. So splits can be beneficial. Just do, instead of full body, go upper, lower, do push, pull. Sure. Those are details. Splits are utilized to increase the volume on specific body parts. That's why people use splits. If you're doing, I don't like total body personally. Once in a while, I'll do some, like maybe a 30-minute kettlebell workout. I'll do a little upper and a little lower, but it's, maybe once a week or something like that. Or when I ran out of time to work out, or I didn't have a lot of time, or I just wanted to fucking sweat a little bit. And it's less of a resistance training workout and more of like, let's say snatches, kettlebell swings, some pull-ups and stuff. I'll just do a little 30 minutes of just fucking crush stuff. Whoop. Why was that shrink? Why that shrink? That was weird. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Christine, I signed in one day. We're talking about farts, another about poop, another about boobs. You're welcome. Poop and boobs are just, the B's are turned upside down. Just flip them. You got the poop and the boobs. Is there a food that will shrink them further with the boobs? Oh, I like that. I can buy titties, but I can't buy health. Preach. All right, now we're just talking about boobies. Do nipples get smaller too? All right, these questions are off the rails now. It's good. We got some good questions in. We got some good questions. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. You never know. All right, let's give away this Swole card. Good questions. Good questions. I got a pee too. Let's do a little Swole card giveaway. And remember, if you want to join the Swole fam tomorrow we have a brand new accountability meeting. Make sure you don't miss out on that. Let's do a little APS. Look at that red, white, and blue. Looking sexy. Looking sexy. You sexy bitches. And we got the good Swole fam card tomorrow. Hashtag APS. Tick it down, 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 tick it down. The buzzer. Norther, 56. Congratulations. There you go. Where'd you get your coffee cup? You said you figured it out. Let's see here. Congratulations on the win. Hashtag APS Narther. Narther to the main stage. Narther. Congratulations. Everyone say congratulations. Using the hashtag does pay off after all. So everyone say congratulations. Yay, congratulations. Yay. You babies. You babies. You beaches. You beaches. You beaches. Stop whining.
Come on, stop whining.
Come on, stop whining. There you go. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com with Swole card 1549 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. We'll send you the Swole card ASA to the P. And we got the we got a bunch that has yet to go. If you haven't gotten yours yet, it's because we have a fat stack. Got a fat stack that have yet to be sent out. So those hopefully will be going out this week. So you'll get some Swole cards in your mail. And tomorrow, of course, we got the accountability meeting. Mañana. Let's see, bring it up here. Mañana, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Accountability meeting. There we go. Look at that sexy. Look at that guy. Look at that beard. Look at that fucking beard. Look how long that is. Terrible. Terrible. Gets all thin there too. I need a trim. Mama Swolio's got to go home ASAP. I need a beard trim. I need a beard. All right, fam. Thank you so much for being here for episode 1549. Ask Papa Swolio Live, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. And I will see you tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time for the accountability meeting. And plus, if there's any questions and you're a Swole fan member and you didn't get yours answered today, we'll answer it tomorrow. And we'll talk about all the new stuff. And make sure that you check out Swolenormousx.com. If you want to join the Swole fam, you can get started for less than $3. All that good stuff. Check out the outro. You'll see a little bit of a promo for X, but we got a lot of great stuff coming. Got the Swole summer special going on right now. So check it out, Swolenormousx.com. And I'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time for members only. Don't miss out on that. Again, everything below Swolenormousx.com. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. Yep, boy. Papa Swolio. Mwah. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. pretty girls is enough for me. So I pull out like the stock's crashing, like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans, I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no